All right.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in,
Yeah.
folks. We had
They're saying yes.
We are the cast at Glocker in an, I don't know, a little bit late.
A little bit.
The biggest 6-ish ever.
we tell people that we start at 6-ish.
This is by far the biggest ish we've
This
ever
is the biggest ish we've
ever
ever
done.
had.
Yeah.
We were having major problems with our technology tonight, folks. So you're going to be watching us on a cell phone. And we put away all the fancy equipment because none of the fancy equipment is working.
True story.
So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for letting us know you can hear us. And
we'll speak loud today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And we'll
Robust voice.
With presence.
Yes.
You want to introduce our guests?
I would love to introduce our guest. We have Leanne Moyer Germ, right?
Yeah, that's my.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I
It's
said it
Gurm.
right.
It's Gurm.
Gurm.
Gurm,
Okay, Gurm.
Leanne
Sorry about
Moyer. You
that.
could
I
just
should have
use
asked
Leanne
you
Moyer.
before. Okay, Leanne Moyer. She is with Leanne's Life-Changing Fairies. We also have Jimmy here, which is a big part of
Yeah,
that
he's
as
my
well,
vice
right?
president.
All right. So now that we introduced the guests, let's get into it since we are already a half an hour or so behind. So you have a nonprofit, which we just mentioned, which is called
Yes.
Leanne's Life-Changing Fairies. It benefits the homeless in and around Boyertown and Pottstown. Is that correct?
Yes,
That's
correct.
That was my understanding. So I think the biggest question is, tell us about Leanne's Life-Changing Fairies and how it got started. I think
Well, it started because I lost my childhood friend for 35 years on the streets. So the day he passed away, I called Jimmy and I said, let's go to Pottstown, and I seen people that he knew, and we started out helping that day. It was the next day.
So when
we
was
started
that?
November 3rd.
Okay.
So I started helping people the following day. But prior to this, I had started out with a group called Boyertown Fairy Group and surrounding areas. And what it was during the pandemic, we had my friend that was alive, he was helping me. We made this for just people in the area that didn't have anything to do and stuck in home, and we were just dusting each other. We would drop random gifts off at people's houses,
okay.
and it could be a bottle of wine, it could be...
I was like, Dustin,
I did
maybe
not-
you can come over to my house. I got plenty of dusting to do.
You know,
Yeah, right.
So that's how it started. And then...
She can still
my-
come over to my house too. Dropping off bottles of wine. I
And
might
then,
just with that.
and then my friend passed away, so my group just started helping me feed the homeless.
So wait, I need to. I'm sorry, I need to ask more questions. So your friend passed away. Was he living on the streets?
Yes.
At the time? Okay.
Yeah, he stayed with us, but then he had an alcohol addiction, so
Yeah.
which put him on the street. And when I thought he was getting help, he didn't want me to know, and he passed away. So
Right.
this is all for him. Like, I knew he would be so proud of me right now. So that's how I got it started. And then when I started this, my fairy group, I can't ask for a better group of people.
So the fairy group started prior,
Yeah.
and
Actually, my friend that passed away is the one that made the group up for me. He said, let's do this. Everybody's depressed, and
yeah.
it was fun. We
Yeah.
had fun doing it. And then it started, I had posted about my friend passing away, and then I started helping the homeless and everybody in my group. I would probably say I have over 100 members. I would probably say everybody in my group has donated some way. If it was making sandwiches, to hot foods, to clothes, toys. We also have a few families in need, like 7 families on top
Okay.
of the homeless. So
Now, how do you connect these, either the people that are in the streets and having troubles, or these families that you?
we kind of connected one-on-one with the people on the streets. We made friends. Like, they kind of rely on us. They call us, text us. They see us on the street. Hey, this is what I need. We're there for them.
Now, how do they know about you?
Word of mouth.
Okay.
I started out on High Street in Pottstown and started a stand. And my friend Donna from Spotted Hill Farms started cooking hot meals, and and other people would do other meals. And we had clothes, backpacks, we just started out that way, and word of mouth, I probably would say maybe 40 to 50 people show up now at my stand.
Okay. And where's the stand?
It was at a different spot, but we're now going to be at, I'll let him pass it over to him where we're going to,
Christ Episcopal Church, 316 East High Street,
Okay.
as of this week.
and we get there about 11 o'clock. We're actually there a little earlier than that, but
And
we
that's
start.
like one day a week?
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
At what time?
11.
Okay.
And
To
then-
whenever?
Yeah, until everything's gone or you know.
Okay. All right.
So what they were able to do, I was talking to Leanne. I've been talking to Leanne for several weeks now,
Okay.
and Donna about what they're doing.
Did you get the connection?
Donna's like my heart. I don't know if you know Donna, but Donna's from Spotted.
Donna,
Farm.
Yeah.
She is my backbone. I love her to death. She helped me since the beginning with this. So
Now, did you connect with Leanne when we were interviewing her daughter? Which
no,
is okay.
it was prior to that.
Yeah.
Donna was involved or is involved at the Alt House Arboretum.
Right. Correct.
Donna was the woman that we met up there when we did that interview.
Right.
Donna said something to me at that interview because Donna
Oh,
knew
okay.
and heard that I was on the board of the Pottstown Cluster of Religious Communities, which is the food bank and homeless outreach center, kind
Right.
of,
Mhm.
for Pottstown and the
Okay.
surrounding area.
Okay.
So Donna said to me, I have a friend who's just now starting to feed the homeless in Pottstown and is looking for a way to connect with the broader community.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of different organizations that
Yeah.
help the homeless and the hungry in Pottstown.
Right.
So I got Leanne plugged in to some of the people that I know.
Okay.
So what's happening now is there is a community meal every day of the week in
Okay.
Pottstown. Leanne's group is going to be going to Christ Episcopal, where they already have a community meal. Where it's part of the schedule.
Right.
I'm
So-
on that now.
So now
Right.
she's part of
Okay.
that schedule and is moving into a Saturday slot
Okay.
to provide the meals and the outreach. So that now she's part of this greater network
Yeah.
and can receive support through the Pottstown Cluster, the Salvation Army, Tri-County Community Network, these other organizations that already exist within the community
Right.
to help people tap in. Because the cluster gets this preferential buying power because they're already established food bank.
Right.
So for every dollar that you might go and spend at Giant buying something to give to a homeless person, you can make those same purchases through the cluster, and that dollar becomes $1.60
Right. Right.
because there's a 60% savings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get more for
Correct.
what
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're originally trying to help.
And it also helps the cluster and TCN. Imagine TCN is like the Chamber of Commerce for nonprofit organizations.
Keep talking to me, Matt. I'm going to close the door.
Okay.
So there's not background noise.
Yeah. Anyway, what TCN and the cluster are doing is working on trying to get as much information as they can about the amount of people that are being served in Pottstown. That way, when the cluster and TCN and these other organizations go for grants, they have a more accurate figure of the amount of meals that are being served in the area. Obviously, the more need they can show, the more money that they can obtain.
Right.
And then, for instance, the cluster is already tied into organizations like Phil Abundance, for instance.
Yeah.
So there's deliveries that come through Phil Abundance to the cluster and then are distributed out to the community and to organizations that are feeding
Right.
the
So
homeless.
just keeps growing and
Yeah.
growing and growing.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And now I'm also working with Ken in Boyertown
Okay.
with United Way.
Oh, with United Way.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened was there were a few homeless people out in Boyertown, and it just so happened it was a neighbor that seen somebody homeless. They heard about me. They called me. My group ran out. Blankets, sleeping blankets, food. The guy was set up. Water. I mean, we took care of him. Put him through to multi-service and this and that. So then I got affiliated with Ken, which he was on the same wavelength as I was. Like, my goal is to everybody work together as one.
Yeah.
Instead of like, you have a nonprofit, you have not.
Right.
Everybody should, you know,
Which
everybody
is
should just be
what
together.
Matt was
Yes.
just talking
And
about.
that's what they're trying at United Way, so I'm going to be part of that also, which is good. I'll be here. I'll be in Pottstown, and my group is amazing.
And when you say the multi-service, you're talking about the Boyertown
Boyertown
multi-service.
multi-service,
Yeah.
yes. I contacted them and they were right out. I mean, we worked as a group. It was
Yeah.
amazing for that
Yeah.
one individual that we had found, you know,
Yeah.
at that point.
And
And it gets them, what it does is it gets those people plugged into the broader system.
Right.
So that groups like Leanne's aren't overwhelmed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's a good transition
Right.
where Leanne's group can provide that immediate stopgap stuff.
Right.
But over the long haul, these folks are going to want to get plugged into the broader system
Yeah.
because there's a whole menu of services that people
Yeah.
might be eligible for.
Right. Right.
And it just gives us a way of saying, okay, you have this issue. Okay, now we can go
And a lot of,
to that and say, okay, this is the program you need to go see, and then we can push them that way.
a lot of people, even with people that have addictions. Jimmy was there talking to a few men. Hey, we don't care what your problem is. I mean, any one of us can be homeless tomorrow. I explain
Sure.
that to them all the time. Any one of us can tomorrow be homeless, but Jimmy will talk to a few of the guys and, you know, and say, hey, you need help. I mean, he's gotten to a job where he works and they're doing amazing. We're trying to help them, not just food. My group is helping with trying to find them a place to stay. I had one lady that could not find a place to stay at all. My group worked together. I was getting messages and messages nonstop from everybody in my group that said, here's a room for rent, here's a room for rent. We helped them.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, if you could find someone that's in the streets and help them find a place to live,
we have, yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
doing all that.
Place to live and a job and
Yeah.
and you know, get them back into the community.
Just
you know?
most people that are on the streets, their problem is they need help with an ID. The ID is the biggest problem, I think, that we see. So
Okay.
we'll bring our computer out.
Yeah.
You need help with an ID, we'll get you an ID. You know,
Yeah,
we'll
and
we'll be in line with you if you need help. You know,
Right.
that's what we're all about.
there was just a program in Pottstown. I'd have to find out who it was. I believe it might have been the Public Defender's Office, or it was Montgomery County Legal Aid. Has a program to help people get their identification too. They come to Pottstown on a semi-regular basis in order to help people get it.
And we've noticed that big agencies like that will tell them to go to that, but a lot of them they kind of want a buddy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's what we've
We
been.
do.
We've
We
been
go
there.
with them.
You
We've
go
been
with
there.
them. That,
Yeah,
I mean,
we've
that's,
been
there.
that is important. I mean,
Just
they're
to walk
probably
through it.
they're afraid that they're not going to do something right.
Right.
or
Yeah.
They don't.
I
know
have
what
I
to
have
do.
one lady that we helped her so much that now she's going to be on my board.
That's
Uh,
great.
I
It's like full circle.
I just love it.
Yeah.
She's going to help us, and
So we were talking about the Boyertown, and you're working with the multi-service you worked with. I know St. John's gives away free meals
Mhm.
every Saturday, dinner every Saturday. Salvation Army gives away lunch every single day,
Yeah,
I believe
every
it is.
single day.
Every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
We learned
Yeah.
that before.
They are every day. They're out
Matt was
there.
going to go.
I was
get him
good.
lunch.
No, I was too
Because he was
late.
hungry. So what are you looking in this? You're already connecting in Pottstown with the I'm sorry, what's
The Pottstown cluster.
cluster, which is kind of like the hub. So what would you like in Boyertown? How would you like to connect in Boyertown? Like what would you like to see?
I think Ken with United Way, he's starting a program that he wants to get everybody together.
Okay, so
As
he's
far-
already
yes.
working on that,
Yes,
grouping
and
everything.
I got in touch, a group, got me in touch with him, and I think we're gonna start working on that together.
Okay.
Where multi-service will be in there, we'll be in there, everybody will have their own little,
And with that, us gathering here, that we're even talking about hopefully one day in the future, real soon, that we can open up a shelter
yeah.
Yeah.
for people to stay
I was
at.
talking, to them at United Way, I said, that's my goal.
Yeah.
Our goal is to get a group of people and
Is that your long-term goal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
that would be my,
and not just the wintertime shelter all year.
Yeah.
because
But some,
You
but
just need a
not,
place to
but
stay
have
for a
rules,
night.
like have,
Right.
you know, like, job materials. You stay there longer if you had a job, or, to get
Right,
them,
right.
to
to give them a
give
step
them a
up.
step up, like a step.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Kind of
Not
like
just-
a shelter with a step,
Right.
Yes.
you
Kind
know?
of like what they're trying to do at
Yeah.
Al's Heartwarming Center.
Yes.
Also, the Salvation Army has a program called Pottstown Works
Yep.
that provides training and support for people that want to try to get on a path to getting a job.
Mhm.
It helps them get clothes for an interview, helps them write their resumes.
And,
I've
and honestly,
volunteered at St. Al's, and they're amazing.
and right now, I mean, I know this is much easier said than it is like in real life, but there's so many jobs out there. It's not like it's hard to find a job. It's just
Right.
getting the people prepped and
A lot of them
into
is an
that
ID.
mindset.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
identification that a lot of
90% is an ID.
Okay.
We're coming across that. It really is.
Okay.
But in this area, you were asking, I have to throw out some names that have
Throw them out.
been
Let's hear
amazing.
it. Shout outs.
Yeah, Chris at Gramia's.
Okay.
She reaches out on Tuesdays to me on certain days, and I will go pick up maybe 12 to 20 meals, and I will pass them out to everybody I know
Oh, that's
that
great.
needs help.
We had her on the show too.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
she's
she's
great,
amazing.
great
Yes,
lady.
she's
Yeah.
amazing. Donna from Spotted Hill Farms. I can't thank her enough. She's amazing.
We have to get Donna on here with her baby goats because
We had a goat. We had a week ago. I had a fundraiser with yoga with the goats.
Okay.
Turned out really nice. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
I
baby
have
goats are kind of doesn't get any cuter than that.
yeah. Oh, it was amazing. June 27th. It's a Sunday. I have to tell you that I have an amazing group my son is involved with, and they're the Fat Cats Disc Golf in Boyertown. We're doing a fundraiser with them. Eric is amazing.
Eric Guest.
Yes, Eric Guest.
Which both Matt and I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good guy.
Absolutely.
His father Dan set us up with shirts. We love them. So Jimmy's not too keen on the pink, but it's gonna. It is
real
what it
men,
is.
Real men
That's
wear
what I
pink.
said.
My
Right.
son,
That's what I
my
said.
youngest son wears a pink goalie outfit every time he plays soccer.
There you go.
It's his color.
Yeah. So the Fat Cats, when they started this fundraiser, it sold out. It's literally sold out.
Where are they having this
At
fundraiser? at?
Kenworth or Kenilworth.
Kenilworth?
Yep.
Okay.
And right now we're looking for donations, like for gift baskets and gift cards. So we're gonna have that
A
going
raffle
on there.
for
Big
that.
How
raffle.
would somebody get in contact with you if they have something?
They would
wanna
find
donate?
me on Leanne's Life Changing Fairies on Facebook.
Now that's a closed group, correct?
Yeah, but there's 2 questions to ask. Are you here to help with the homeless, or like you would request to join?
Okay. All
That's
right.
how you do it. There's 2 questions on there when you want to join.
Okay. I mean, not that someone shouldn't join, but let's just say they didn't want to join for whatever reasons, because people have their reasons for things. Is there another way to contact you that they could? Reach out?
Yes. They can email me. I don't remember.
And we can put that email up.
Yeah.
We can put that email up in the post.
Okay.
Or they could come on Saturday to Christ Episcopal Church
There you go.
Yes.
in Pottstown.
Every Saturday, right?
Right.
I'm
every
always
Saturday.
looking for donations. Always. Somebody to help me out with meals or anything.
Yeah.
We could use the help. The more the merrier. I have a few people that are on my board that are starting on my board, and that's like Tiffany Shelley. She's from my group. She's going to be starting, and Crystal McCoy, Cheryl Ellis, Dean Moyer, Dan Jarachko, and Jimmy. They're all going to be on my board. So, and then I have to also. I work with a lot with Joy of Socks and Ian's Boots. They're amazing two nonprofit organizations.
Okay.
You're probably aware of them. You're probably aware.
Yeah, we give out some socks and some laundry supplies that come.
Yep, they
I
supply
think-
me with that stuff.
Yeah. And you'll see that happening at Christ Episcopal once you get plugged in there too. There's little bags that have enough stuff for people to do laundry,
Mhm.
and then there's also socks. There's free socks that they can get.
Which is seriously something everybody needs.
I have seen it. There was some times when I was volunteering. The board of the Pottstown cluster, we host the community meal. I think it's the first Monday of every month at Christ Episcopal Church where she's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because some of those meals, we have people that actually come in, they'll bypass the food, but what they're really there for is the laundry support and the socks.
Yeah.
Right. We've already had, it's not even a joke, people have come in and said, I don't really need the food right now, I need some socks and some laundry detergent.
Yeah.
It's just interesting what choices people make when they come in. We also had people that just came in and needed somebody to talk to in order to get plugged in.
Yeah.
There was a woman that came in for a meal. She was kind of new to the area and was a little bit stranded and needed some help, but she was able to sit down with Deacon Dennis,
Yep,
who
he's
you're
very
going to be
good.
working with.
Yep, he's very nice.
And Deacon Dennis was able to plug her into the, to the greater good of the system, because Deacon Dennis and Reverend Caller at Christ Episcopal Church also work with the Pottstown cluster religious communities. Deacon Dennis does some volunteer work as far as counseling, and Reverend Caller is on the board of directors for the cluster. So through them, this woman that came in was able to get plugged in to the broader system to get some support and help that she needed.
Cool.
I also, not just a Saturday, but I go out in the woods. I do it every day. I'm 100%
I'm not
every
sure
day.
where we're going with this yet.
And I'm out 100%, like every single day I'm out feeding, not
Somebody.
just on Saturday.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant actually physically
I'm in the
woods.
woods. I'm literally going in the woods. I drop off some water to people that I know, or
So there's people in the woods.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know somebody that
I'm
has a
picturing
dog.
squirrels.
I'll drop off.
Silly me.
I'll drop off a bag of dog food because I know that somebody has a dog that
Yeah.
So on top of all that, it's just not just Saturday.
We should probably connect her with Nathan Lab too from Colebrookdale Railroad,
And why instead of
because they're having a problem with homelessness on the railroad property.
They are, yeah.
And he's trying to find a way to address that situation.
Mhm.
Oh, and they
Really,
all mostly
what-
know me probably.
What they really need to do is work with somebody like Leanne in order to go there and get those people plugged into the
Is
system.
Nathan watching right now?
I don't know that he is,
Okay.
but we'll have a conversation with him and put these guys together, because they're really at a point at the Colebrookdale Railroad where it's starting to impact their operation.
Right.
And they're really on the verge of starting to want to arrest people for trespassing. If they can get them off the property
Without that.
yeah,
they would love that.
they would love to do
I know
that.
who they're even talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could talk.
So we'll connect you with Nathan
Yes, that
Lab
would be
and see
great.
what we can do. You're starting to get some comments. Dan Jiraco, one of your new board members, is saying it's amazing what happens and what you guys do. Donna Howard Wethy is sending hearts. Portia Santiago is saying a few months ago she was in a rough spot. Leanne helped me to get where I am today. Without her, I'm super grateful.
Is that the one that's joining your group?
No,
No,
it's
somebody else. That's great.
Cheryl Ellis does Leanne does an amazing job. Crystal McCoy, they are amazing, and I'm so grateful for their help. Julie Peltier, thank you, Leanne. You are committed from the bottom of your heart. And then Dean Moyer is saying we are working to get a website up. Earlier in the comment thread, and I responded to it in the comments, I don't see it coming up. And it's just the way that Facebook works. I'll try to address
They
as
pick
many
and
as I
choose.
can.
Yeah, it's weird.
Somebody was asking about help for kids. In Pottstown, if you want to get involved with youth mentoring and help kids, David Charles has Strive Initiative. If you just STRIVE, if you type that into your search engine on Facebook, it'll take you to Dave Charles' Strive Initiative group. He's always looking for mentors. They mentor kids, middle school age kids in the borough of Pottstown.
Okay, that's really cool.
Always looking for mentors. They need mentors from the business world, from the working world. They literally just need any responsible adult that wants to sit down and work with these kids. But I would encourage somebody, if you are interested in working with kids in Pottstown, you link up with Dave Charles and the Strive Initiative.
And if they need clothes or diapers, I can also do that.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
great.
Yes.
There's
I've
so
been-
much
I've been
good
giving-
information coming out in this interview right now, you know?
I have to.
I mean-
I have to let you know one other thing is I had reached out. A lady had reached out to me. Her name is Jessica. She would pack up little bags of food for me, and I would pick them up from her house. And she was taking care of like an Amazon web for me. So if people wanted to order food through Amazon or whatever, it would go to her house. This is
Okay.
how it started at the beginning.
Yeah.
So her daughter went to school at Ringing Rock Elementary. Her name is Noelle. And she said, there is a fairy godmother living in Boyertown.
Right, right.
And I helped them. And so the school reached out to me. A teacher reached out to me, which happened to be a Leanne, reached out to me. And a few weeks ago, showed up at, I'm out of my house now, so I have a storage unit, and they came with a Penske truck, and it was filled with drinks, snacks. They did a school drive for me,
Right.
and it was all for me and my group. It was amazing. This little girl Noelle is probably one of my future fairies. I haven't got her shirt made, so I'm gonna reach out to her soon. But she did an amazing job, and that was through the Ringing Rock Elementary. It was amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. In your position, I'm sure you're kind of in awe about how many people want to help other people.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and which is a great thing.
It's funny, when she started this, you just see everybody come, and so many people say, "Well, I've always wanted to help, but I didn't have any idea how to do it."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I said, "Well, this is the way. I mean, everything you give us is going back to
Yeah.
to the."
And I take
community,
everything to heart,
right.
which is I'm always crying or helping somebody. Always. So, if anybody would like to help, like I said, they can reach out to me. Help me out at the disc golf function. I'm always looking for ideas, new ideas. Anybody in need, send them my way.
So the group again is Leanne's Life Changing Fairies on Facebook.
Yes.
And it's only 2 questions to get into the group. It's not like
No.
complete lockdown or anything. And then they can find you at what's the church again? In Pottstown? Every Saturday?
Yeah, the Christ.
Christ Episcopal
Christ the Church.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
And
at
that's
316 East High Street.
All right. Good. So in one form or another, you answered every one of my questions. Is there anything else you wanted to get across to the people watching?
I think we pretty much.
Yeah.
You covered it?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
because
I
we
did.
always want to make sure
That's
we want to
right.
make sure that our guest
Yes.
has said everything they want to say.
I think I
Right.
have. I mean, it's an amazing feeling to help people. It really is. I just had a talk with my father, and he said it started out when I was young. So
Oh yeah.
that I
Good.
I remember my dad had like a food truck business, and a homeless guy came up to me, and we were selling out of a food truck, and my dad was on the other side, and I remember this guy had tar on him. I can remember this like it was yesterday. And I said, "Don't worry, it's free." And I gave him everything. And the mayor of Cleveland came around and said, "Hey, is that your daughter? And this is what just happened." And made this big deal about me, which was
Right.
so. My dad always said it started when I was younger with
Right,
this.
right.
So it was.
I asked the question. We got a great story.
There you
Yeah.
go. I think the one thing too that people should understand is that one of the reasons why we started the cast at Glocker was to help people connect,
Yeah.
help businesses connect with the community, help nonprofits connect with the community. So again, we have a resource here in Leanne that people, if they want to get plugged in, if they want to find a way to help people, they can reach out to her.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I know for a fact that Leanne is reaching up for help so that she can help fly her flag higher and
Higher and higher, right?
So that's what this is about, right? That
Yeah.
It's about networking. And now that I've been involved with the cluster for almost 2 years and seeing this network grow from the inside out, you know what I mean? I have a front row seat at this growth that's going on. I think people should know that There's so many resources available between Boyertown and Pottstown for people that need help. It's just a matter of getting those people
Getting those
plugged in.
people to
Yes.
the help.
To the right
It is,
people.
it is there. The help
Yeah.
is there. Really, there's enough resources that no one should be hungry.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be hungry any day of the week in Boyertown or Pottstown.
Yep.
Right.
That's what we just had that
Yeah, I
story.
was just saying.
We had a man reach out to us and said, "I'm hungry now."
Right.
Jimmy said, "Listen, I'm gonna send you
A
list
list.
of where you can go
Yeah.
until we can get to you.
Yeah.
Here's where it is, you know." And he was like,
I
"What?"
told him, I said, there's no reason why you should be hungry in Pottstown.
Right.
There really
There's-
isn't.
But it's like you said, a lot of these people don't know
They don't
what to
know.
do. They
Yeah.
just don't.
Yeah, they don't have. I'm sure
Or-
a lot of
or
them don't
the-
have an iPhone to look it up. Or,
I mean,
Or
the
they-
state
or
does
they're-
supply phones, so we do have maybe 15 or 20 people that do reach out to me on a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, this evening I have somebody that asked me, you know, I'm really hungry and nothing's open now. Jimmy will drop a sandwich off on his way back to work. You know, it's just
Yeah.
how we work.
Yeah.
I've had a call onto my group. I'm not in the area. I was actually in North Carolina visiting my daughter and feeding the homeless out there on my vacation.
She finds them everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I love it. You have no
She's a
idea.
magnet.
You have no idea. I love it. So I had called out to my group, "Hey, I need sleeping bags, whatever." Within 5 minutes, this poor guy had everything he needed.
Right.
My group is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we form like a family.
Yeah.
And
That's great.
we do more than just help. We're helping each other. Somebody in the group needs something, we're helping each other. Today we had a bakery swap, and everybody was swapping bakery at my house. Like it's just something different, you know. We do. So we're.
Well, Leanne, thanks
Yes.
for doing that. You know, you putting your heart out there
Thank you for
in the
having us.
community. I think we need to move on to
Yeah.
a couple other segments.
Yeah. What do you want
Let's
to do
do
next?
Ask the Realtor.
Let's do Ask the
All right.
Realtor. All right.
So, oh boy.
All right. Well,
Can I
when
use
you're
the
doing
question?
that, I'll explain
Oh, here
Ask
it
a
is.
Realtor because this is,
Go ahead.
and I know we have new watchers.
Yes.
So we do the cast at Glocker every Wednesday at 6-ish.
Yes.
Now tonight the ish got
Was
pretty
way
deep.
vicious. It was a vicious issue.
It was a vicious issues. But normally 6 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Yes.
On Tuesdays, our producer, Jen Seville, will post on Glocker Realty and Insurance, the same Facebook page you're watching the show right now.
Yeah.
It's a post that says Ask a Realtor. You can ask us any real estate related question. If we answer your question on air,
Mm-hmm.
you get a $10 Wawa gift card.
Yep.
So that you won't have to go hungry at lunchtime.
No, not at all.
We're feeding the hungry.
I mean, you can get a hoagie, and you can get a coffee, and you can get some snacks. You get a whole bunch of stuff for
You get
$10.
right. If you
You
shop
can get
this-
gas. You just want some gas.
Yeah, if you wanted
Yeah.
some, right. To get so this week, only one person asked the question. So guess who gets the $10? That person who asked the question.
And that person is Tammy Nelson.
Right.
So congratulations, Tammy.
You win.
Yeah, it's that
Because
easy.
you asked the question.
Yeah.
So just
But
ask.
she did ask
all
a
of
very
these
good
things.
question. But it could have been, hey, you know, anything, and she would have won because she was the only one.
Anything related to real estate.
Yep. So the question that Tammy asked is, are there any programs that help disabled people buy? She said a townhouse, but I'm assuming any house.
Any kind of house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, what programs help disabled people buy a town or a home? Is the question. Do you want to answer? Or you want me to dig in with it?
Well, I have helped some people who are disabled, and I think there's several different ways that people can plug into that system.
Okay, let's hear
I
it.
think in Montgomery County, the first place that I would go to find out if they had any programs specifically for disabled people is the Montgomery County Housing Authority,
Yes.
right? So then I also know through the Montgomery County Housing Authority, there's a program called the Home Buyers Initiative,
Okay.
right? If you qualify for that program, you can get up to $10,000 grant to cover your closing costs. And
Now, is that for disabled people only?
No, it's for
Okay.
low to moderate income people.
Okay.
So one could surmise that if a disability was causing you to have a lack of income,
Right.
you could qualify for that program and then use that $10,000 in order to purchase a home.
Okay.
I would say if somebody's disabled, they would, in Montgomery County, they would want to try to contact the Department of Adult and Aging Services,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's a good start. Now, Berks County, Chester County might have some of those same programs.
Different name, but
different
same,
names.
right?
I know, for instance, that Chester County has a housing authority. Berks County has a housing authority.
Yeah.
So depending on what county you lived in, I would start with those county-sponsored programs.
And probably the health department as well.
the health
Probably
department.
another good place to go.
If they don't know, if they don't have something, could probably point you in the right direction.
Right.
For a while, there was some grant money that was available to help people modify their homes for accessibility.
Right. Which I'm sure that there's organizations, grants out there for that
Right.
capability of modifying.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Well, think about all the different nonprofits and organizations that exist to help people with certain types of disabilities.
Right.
Like, for instance, my sister has spina bifida. There's the Spina Bifida Association in the Delaware Valley that every year raises millions of dollars for people with spina bifida.
Yeah.
So depending on what your disability is or what it has been caused by, there's probably a nonprofit or a support group that you could reach out to.
For sure.
So some easy searching might just be to go on Google
Yeah.
and type in
Yeah.
nonprofit for, and then whatever your disability is or
Yes.
what it's been caused by. Nonprofit for Parkinson's disease, nonprofit for Lou Gehrig's disease, right? And that's going to open up a whole world where there's potentially some resources for you.
Now, I also, in talking to our broker, he gave me some pretty good information. If it's a VA disability, there is a VA program out there that if you're fully disabled, which I'm not sure, what
Yeah, the person
What that
has to
line
have.
is.
I believe that the person has to have 100% disability
Okay.
from serving in the armed forces.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if the person is a veteran, they can go to VA services and they will actually get all their taxes paid for.
That's correct.
Like they'll be exempt.
It's
They'll be
a
exempt
waiver.
for
Yeah, it's a waiver.
of
They don't
taxes.
have to pay any
No property taxes. Yeah.
Right.
So there's so many programs out there. So I think the answer to her question is yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing too, the VA, if the person is disabled and was a veteran, the Veterans Administration has the VA loan program.
Oh yeah, the VA loan program, of course.
So that
yeah.
person, I would imagine, would qualify for the VA loan
Yeah.
program, right?
Which is 100% financing.
100% financing. And then think about all the organizations that there are to support veterans, right? So you have the VA, you have the Veterans of Foreign War, you have the American Legion, Wounded Warrior Project. I mean, the list for veterans goes on and on. So again, with a little bit of research, you could probably plug yourself into some nonprofit support if the disability was caused through military service.
Right. So Tammy, I think we answered your question pretty well.
Yeah.
So if you have any more questions, you can of course call Matt or I directly, or contact us in some form or fashion.
Right.
We'll
help you out.
Yep. We'll help you out.
We'll help you out with the resources
Yep.
and the research. Because
Absolutely.
that's really what it comes down to, is just doing the
Just
research.
do a little research. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So thank you, Tammy, for the question. You got a $10 gift certificate to Wawa, and yeah, thanks again.
Ask a question.
Ask a question. That's all it takes.
See, that's what you gotta do.
So Matt, I can tell by the look in your eyes because I'm looking at you right now, and I'm saying
I'm
you're
curious.
like, what's going down in Boyertown, right?
I've been out of the loop now for a couple of
weeks, right?
Yes.
We haven't been live for weeks.
I feel like I'm not connected with the community.
The last time we were live, we happened to be with Leanne's daughter, Crystal.
Right.
Yeah, with
Right.
Semper Pi,
Yes.
which is just
Doing good.
which just had their official grand opening last weekend, which was a big success.
Yes, it was.
They sold. I think you told me they
Yeah,
sold over
so-
400.
Yeah, about 400 pies.
cheesecakes?
Yeah, cheesecakes.
Wow.
She did really good. Yeah.
That's
Which if you read my blog, what's going down in Boyertown last week, it's called Semper Pi, and some people question why it's called pie. It's because cheesecake is actually a pie.
Is it?
It's not a cake.
It's not a
It
cake.
does not qualify as a cake.
I did not know.
Yeah.
Huh.
It qualifies as a
Very
pie.
proud of her. She works her tail off for that. She
There was
really
a
does.
there was a girl that there was a person who made a comment on my feed on my blog post last week, and then she said, she's like, I wish that Semper Pi made pies like the name. And I told her, I said, if you read my blog,
You would have
known
known.
that they do make pies.
So what's the
That's
name
all
of
they
your
make.
blog again?
It's on jeffknowsboyertown.com. It's called What's Going Down in Boyertown. It's an event blog, and also, I always highlight something. And last week it was cheesecake.
Nice.
Since they had their grand opening, yeah.
Great.
So what are you doing
Thank
this
you.
week?
So this week we have Memorial Day coming up, right?
Oh, that's
the
right.
big weekend, Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start to summer,
Yeah.
right? Get out your bathing suit and your rain gear.
Are
Because
you
that's
gonna-
what it's looking like.
Are you going to
this
clear
weekend.
up the controversy about Memorial Day?
I don't know. What is the controversy?
What's the controversry
I
for
wanna hear
Memorial Day? What's the purpose of Memorial Day?
Oh, what it is?
Yes, what it is.
It's to honor the men and women who have served their country and died, unfortunately.
That's correct. It
Yes.
died.
Yes, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not the veterans. That's
Veterans Day is
It's a different
anyone
day.
who served the
Right.
country. Memorial Day is anyone who has died.
Yeah,
There's a difference there, and I think it's significant.
it
I
is.
think I knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's. I
But-
just wanted to clear that up.
but with that said, feel free to thank your veteran.
I think that's
Any day.
you should do that any
Any
day.
day, right?
But on Memorial Day, you especially want to remember those that made the ultimate sacrifice.
And that's exactly what my blog says this week.
Awesome.
In a long version.
Gotcha.
But for us for today, I thought we would talk about Memorial Day a little bit and ask there's some facts I have, some little facts about Memorial Day, and you being a
I'm good
historian.
cheater. Because I did a whole piece on Memorial Day on my other show, Porchcast.
Did you really?
Pottstown.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh, look at that.
But I'll keep. I won't answer first.
You'll know. You'll
I'll
know.
let these
You
guys
would
answer.
probably know most of these anyway because you're a historian and you like.
I love it.
Yeah, you love it all. So, okay, does anybody know what the original name for Memorial Day was when it was first introduced? Do you know, Matt?
I do, and it's not coming to me. But it wasn't Memorial Day. It wasn't Memorial Day.
It was Decoration Day.
Decoration.
Yeah,
I
that's
knew-
it.
yeah, now
I
that
heard
you
that.
said it.
I knew as soon as I heard it.
It was for
Yeah.
decorating the
Yeah.
graves of the fallen soldiers.
Yeah.
Yep,
Do you know who founded the holiday?
I do.
Do you know?
Well, I know how it got started.
Okay.
It got started because there was a group of actually freed slaves.
This is beyond
Oh, you
my
didn't, you
question.
didn't hear
No,
about
no.
this one?
No.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
There was a group of freed slaves. They were freed as part of the Civil War.
Right.
That started having a remembrance for, I think it was like there was either a fort or a prison or something
Okay.
that was used to hold these prisoners of war. And the black people, the freed slaves and the blacks in this area created this memorial service to commemorate the people who died in this Civil
In the
War
battle.
prison. No, they died in a Civil War like prison camp.
Oh, okay.
So they created this memorial to honor these soldiers that were buried there.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the groups that was first credited for beginning Declaration.
Yeah, I know it started from the Civil War, and
Yes.
and
Then it was
originally it
the-
was only for the Civil War.
Correct.
Like, they only celebrated it for the Civil War, not for any other.
Yeah.
There was an organization
Battles.
called the Grand Army of the Republic
Uh-huh.
that was established in order to start providing benefits to Civil War soldiers and then also commemorate the sacrifices and service that they had.
Right.
I can't remember the name of the generals. It was formed
It's a
by
general.
a former general
Yep.
Oh,
of
wow.
the Civil War. I can't think of his name now. I want to say Burnside, but I don't think it was
It's not.
Burnside.
Do,
No.
do you think you have it?
No, I don't.
Okay. It's General John A. Logan.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, let me ask. I'm seeing if I'm going to ruin the next question. Let me just go to the next question so I don't ruin anything. So a Memorial Day wasn't originally celebrated on the last Monday of May until recently. Do you know what the original date There was
Wasn't it-
actually a specific date.
Wasn't it October? Am I wrong?
No.
It was May 30th. So it was May 30th each, no matter what day that day fell.
Okay.
So until the Uniform Monday Holiday Act took effect in 1971,
I knew
it was May 30th.
I knew that was the year.
I
but
knew it
didn't-
happened in the 70s, but I didn't know the day.
I didn't even know that
What
was
was
an
it?
act. I was like, okay, and then that makes sense why some of the holidays
Fall on a Monday.
on a Monday, yeah. Which is great. I mean, gives you the long weekend.
Absolutely.
Do you know the reason why the general chose May 30th? Or it might even be a speculated reason.
No.
Because there's no anniversary of any type of battle that
Oh,
day.
that's right. I remember
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
It was the only day that there was not a anniversary of some type
I
of
remember
Civil
you
War
reading
battle.
that.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that.
hearing
Now that you say that, I remember that.
So that was part of what he was trying to do too. He was trying to consolidate these memorials because there
Yeah.
was different
Probably all the
memorials
time,
all
sure,
over
yeah,
the place.
right.
Yeah, and he was trying to consolidate
Brought
them
down to
into
one
one day.
yeah. So it's customary for the U.S. president or vice president to give a speech on Memorial Day. They delivered the speech at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington Cemetery, and I thought the interesting thing is that ahead of that weekend, the 3rd U.S. Infantry places the American flags in front of all of the stones and graves.
Arlington.
And it's 260,000.
Have you ever been
Graves.
there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I was
3rd
just there.
Infantry Regiment. Those are the guys who are in charge. They do the changing of the guard.
Oh,
You ever
okay.
watch the changing of the guard?
Yeah.
That's the 3rd Infantry Regiment.
Oh, okay.
They're descended from, that unit is descended from George Washington's lifeguard unit. from
Really?
the Revolutionary War.
I heard it's
Really?
beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So they have to be a descendant?
No, I'm saying
No,
that
they're
unit,
they're just-
unit over time
it's-
evolved
right.
out of Washington's
Okay.
lifeguard.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's good information.
Here's another one too,
I'm gonna hear.
because we're talking about tombs of unknown soldiers.
Yeah.
Do you know that there's one tomb, there's an unknown soldier tomb that's not at Arlington? Do you know which war is not represented at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington? It's the Revolutionary.
I was gonna say I was just trying to get the name because I was
Yeah.
thinking because it happened before the Civil War. So.
All right. So, do you know where the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier from the Revolutionary War is?
No,
It's in
Massachusetts.
Philadelphia at Washington Square
Ah.
Park, which is right behind Independence Hall.
Ah,
So, if you want to go to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier for the Revolutionary
not a far
War,
drive.
go to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Huh.
More good information.
I just seen
I'm a
Arlington.
nerd.
From my car though.
What's that?
It was
You
late
just
at
saw
night.
Ar-
Yeah.
yeah.
On my way to North Carolina, we stopped there.
Okay.
And I fed the homeless.
Did you?
Yes, I did in
So-
that area.
As
I've been to the changing of the guard multiple times. If you really want to see,
no,
an
Arlington
impressive-
is amazing.
If you really want to see an impressive ceremony, just
Yeah.
watch that thing.
What
I
is
saw
that?
it. It was a long time ago.
Changing the guard. It occurs every single day,
Mhm.
regardless of
Really?
anything, weather conditions. It does not matter. Those guys are out there every single day. They do the changing the guard every hour of every day.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah. So as we talked about a minute ago, originally it was only the Memorial Day was only honoring the Civil War, but after World War One, the holiday grew to all the veterans, past veterans that have passed away. Yeah, so that's just a couple little known facts about Memorial Day. So what we have going down in Boyertown, which is what the original question here was, since we're talking about Memorial Day, the parade is coming up on Memorial Day, which is Monday the 31st. It will start at the high school at 9:15 a.m. and it will travel west on Philadelphia Avenue to Fairview Cemetery, which is right on Philadelphia Avenue. There will be a Memorial Day service that will take place around 10 o'clock after the parade. Also, this is kind of coordinates with the veteran thing. the Peppermint Stick Candy Store is having a Candy for Our Troops event. And it's been going on all week. It's going on till the 31st. What they're doing is every dollar that's spent either in store or on the website, they're donating a piece of candy to veterans and active military.
Okay.
So like every
Those
dollar,
care
piece
packages
of candy.
and stuff.
Yeah. Which it's pretty cool, I thought.
Yeah.
And we interviewed the Peppermints. We interviewed them as well.
Yes, we've been to Peppermint Stick.
Yeah.
If
cool.
you want to go back and look at any of the past episodes of the Cast at Glocker, you can go to YouTube channel, Glocker Realty and Insurance, and all of our past episodes are posted up on
We got some
YouTube.
pretty good episodes there, yeah. And since we're talking about veterans, your son-in-law,
My
your
son-in-law.
daughter's not right.
No,
Okay.
no, Kevin
yeah.
is.
Your
My
son-in-law
son-in-law.
is which is owner of
Yep.
Semper Pi,
Yes.
is a veteran as well. So if you
Of
want
the
to
Marine
support,
Corps.
yeah, if you want to
And they do by the slice, so they're donating back.
yeah,
To the veterans.
you buy a delicious cheesecake, which is I told him on air I'm not a huge fan of cheesecake. I had the apple pie cheesecake. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Matt and I
Named
were
after my
good.
grandson Braden.
Matt and I had forks and we were like stabbing each
Yeah.
other trying to get that last piece.
It might have been the quietest I've ever been on the show.
Right.
My favorite's the blueberry.
Yeah,
The
I
lemon
haven't had the
blueberry is
blueberry.
really good.
But
I'll have to try this. The
Yeah.
apple
Yeah.
pie one was delicious.
Yeah, I also I went home with the
You
raspberry.
went home with a couple of them,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah.
I tried. I had the raspberry, which was really good too. I liked it.
We're
I
always
liked
buying my boys and everybody. We're always buying the pies. So.
I plugged those guys into a gentleman that I know in Pottstown, Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy is one of the volunteers for the Veterans Island Project at Memorial Park.
Nice.
Okay.
They are rehabbing the memorials at Memorial Park,
Okay.
and they're specifically working on the World War II memorial. And the bandstand is actually the Korean War memorial, and they're in the process of fundraising to rehabilitate the bandstand and develop that further into the Korean War memorial.
Cool.
This weekend on Saturday, they're going to have a veterans procession that starts at Goodwill on High Street in Pottstown at 10 o'clock. They're going to proceed down High Street over to then down Manatawny Street to the island, and at the island they're going to have a veterans ceremony. That's on Saturday in Pottstown.
Saturday.
Starts at
Okay.
10 o'clock. Goodwill ambulance. Bring your car. If you have a nice car or a hot rod or something like that, they're going to have a procession from Goodwill to Memorial Park, at which time they're going to have a ceremony to honor fallen
Nice.
veterans.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's cool.
That's
yeah.
Mike Murphy.
And
Nice.
do they have a stand every Saturday down there at the park?
Not every Saturday, but
Maybe
late-
every other or
yeah,
something? I think
there's
it is
been-
because somebody came to my stand asking me, and I
If you
sent them
go,
that way.
if you go to their Facebook page, Veterans Island
Yeah.
Project, there's a schedule of days that they're going to be working down there. They have different trash pickups. They also have
A food
neat-
stand. They have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of stuff that they're doing down there to
Yeah.
raise money
Yep.
to rehab the
Nice.
island.
Yeah. Cool. And so just back to Semper Pi real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So like you said, you go and buy a cheesecake this weekend, or any weekend up until I think September or October, and they are donating back each pie. They donate a certain amount of money to. Do you remember the house?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I
but
don't
it's
know
it's to help the hospitalized military.
Yes.
So
It's
you're
kinda like-
giving back.
It's
You're
kind of like
giving
the
back.
Ronald McDonald House of the military.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's for people that are being treated for
Yeah, they have
injuries.
Right.
they actually have their own place where they're donating to.
Yeah, that's
Or-
right.
yeah.
That's a good
I'm just
metaphor.
trying. Yeah, I don't
It
remember
is,
what
it's
it's
great.
called, but it's the same concept.
Yes.
That the family can come and stay with the veteran that's
Yes.
being treated,
Yeah.
or with the service member, because some of them are still active military.
Don't hold me to it though, but I think my daughter also has more than just cheesecakes this week.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think.
Breaking
cheese-
news.
Yeah, breaking news. Yeah, I
Breaking
think she
news, breaking
does. I
news on
think
the
she
Catholic
does some
Clock.
more things coming in there.
All right, so check it out.
Yep.
Go get some sweet dessert of some sort, And then you're giving back to the military as well, which is great. Last thing has nothing to do with Memorial Day. Has to do with Memorial Day, but doesn't have to do with the military veterans deceased or anything like that. But the State Theater in Boyertown, 10 a.m. on Memorial Day, special presentations of
Jaws.
Jaws, that's right.
Where's he getting on Memorial Day? That's kind of
Yeah,
I seen
cool.
that the other day.
Well, doesn't Jaws occur on Memorial
Yeah.
Day?
Does it? I think it does.
It
You're
does.
right.
It's the
You're
movie of
right,
the
it
season,
does.
right?
That is a connection.
The mayor doesn't want to say anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
right.
I love
That's
that.
why it's
And
there.
it's literally biting him in the butt.
I remember as a kid watching that on TV with those blue and red 3D
Yeah.
Oh, the
glasses.
3D.
Yes, when there was
And I don't
3D.
think, first of all, the TV screen's blurry.
Right.
They're old TV
The
screens.
TV, yes.
And I got these blue and red glasses. I don't remember anything jumping out at me. But I was excited for it.
And you got them in the cereal
the
boxes.
State Theater's having Jaws.
10 a.m. on
At
10 a.m.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. And if you don't not into Jaws, Cruella is what's happening this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
So that's what's going down, Matt. I think that's a wrap.
I think it is.
And
Sorry, we
on
were
our
so-
phone,
On
a
the
little
phone.
late, but hey, we did it.
We got
got through it.
Thank
We
you
learned
for
about
having
the
us.
fairies, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
Was.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Yes,
Thanks
thank
so
you for
much.
having us. Thank you.
Give the name of your organization again one more time for
It
people. that might
is
have missed it.
Leanne's Life Changing Fairy Group.
And you can find that on Facebook. It's a private group. However, you only have to answer 2 questions in order to get into the private group.
Yeah. And they're not like trick questions. I don't
They're
think.
not trick
They're simple
questions.
questions, right?
Reach out to them if you want to help their organization or help yourself get plugged into the larger network of people that are serving the homeless and the hungry in Boyertown and Pottstown.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you for your work and service.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. That's how you can find me on all social media.
Sweet. That's easy enough.
I'm answering the one question that I keep getting from my friends and family, and I don't know why I keep getting this question.
Let me hear it.
Yes, I'm still doing that real estate stuff.
Why don't people know
I
this?
don't know. There's so much confusion.
It's not like you're not busy. You're busy doing it.
I'm
Yeah,
busy.
You're
doing,
into it.
I'm into
You're
it.
in the middle.
Hard, full
Yeah.
time, all
Right.
the time, every day.
Right.
I'm still doing that real estate
Yeah.
stuff.
They just can't believe you can do all of this.
That's right. Maybe
That's what it is. They're like, there's no way one dude can do all this stuff. Right?
So now I'm even more focused on this real estate stuff because my other show, Porchcast Pottstown, is on hiatus.
Yes.
Probably until the end of July
Just
or the
we
beginning
can
of
call it a
August.
vacation.
Little vacation.
Yeah.
And then Amy Wolf is very busy getting the Go Forth
Yeah,
celebration
go
set
forth.
up
It's gonna be fun this
in
year.
Pottstown.
It's back. It's back, baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm encouraging all the Porchtonians, if you're used to watching Porchcast Pottstown, we're freeing up a little bit of time. Get involved with Go Forth.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Use your spare time to help get the Go Forth Festival
Yeah.
off the air, off the ground. Those are my announcements. Matt
All
Green at Glocker Real Estate.
All right. Find me at Jeff at Glocker. Anywhere, just Google Jeff at Glocker. Everything will come up. It's that easy.
I've done it. It's true. There's a whole bunch of
You know,
stuff. will come up.
you know what's funny is the last when we interviewed her daughter, you said that same thing, and I've never done it. So I did it.
You Googled it.
And it all comes up.
A whole bunch of stuff.
Thank God I haven't been lying to people this whole time.
No,
I just figured it would come up.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
There's
so-
pages and pages of content.
Yeah, Jeff at Glocker. Find me there on Google, and and I'm doing that real estate stuff too.
You're still doing
Very
that real
busy,
estate
very
stuff?
busy,
I gotta get up
but
and turn
not
off the
busy,
camera.
but not so busy that I can't take another.
Right. Now's the time to sell.
That's right, absolutely.
Never a better time.
All right, happy Memorial Day, everybody. Matt's going to turn off the camera. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
No, 2 weeks.
Have a
2 weeks.
solemn Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And then be
Some,
happy.
But lots of fun too.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.